Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Matt Reeves revealed that his version of the Joker will not be in the Batman 2, and he's setting up a very different type of trilogy for his Robert Pattinson Batman universe with all the spin-off HBO series, but the Joker will come back. There's also a bunch of other stuff that we've learned recently about what's going on with the next couple of Batman movies, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up.
From his inception, from his birth, life has been a cruel joke on him, and this is his response, and he's eventually going to declare himself as a clown, declare himself as the Joker. He's had to spend a life of people looking at him in a certain way, and he knows how to get into your head.
Matt Reeves released this deleted scene with Barry Keoghan's Joker after the first movie was released. In the theatrical cut, he barely had any kind of scene, like just a quick Arkham scene of him giving the Riddler a pep talk, implying that they should team up. Leaning heavily into the more comic booky aspects of their personas, like Paul Dano's Riddler had not yet become full comic book Riddler in the first movie, Joker had not yet become full Joker as you would normally think of him. He was basically telling Riddler that this was just the beginning for them, and most people just assumed that they meant that they'd come back as bigger characters in the Batman 2. Then Matt Reeves releases the full deleted scene with the Joker, and you can kind of see why he deleted it. The movie was already really long, and the scene didn't necessarily add that much to further the main plot of him learning about what's going on with the Riddler.
Unhealed wounds, stolen lunch money.
Why is she writing to me?
Maybe he's a fan of yours?
It really only served to set up the Joker character, and a lot of people have complained for many years now that comic book movies have a lot of stuff hijacking the main plot for characters or plot points that only serve to set up sequels and spin-offs. So this Joker scene would have kind of felt like that, like, oh, he's just in here to set up a Joker spin-off or the Joker being in the Batman 2. So understandable that Matt Reeves got rid of the scene, knowing now that the Joker was not supposed to be in the Batman 2. It makes even more sense. If he put this scene in the movie, everybody on the planet would just expect Joker to be in that next movie. This was his actual audition for the Joker scene. It feels like a very different idea that he had for what his Joker would be like. Doesn't that version of his Joker feel way more like a Clockwork Orange type of Joker? Like that's a self-made costume, the cane, the bowler hat, all inspired by Clockwork Orange. His actual performance as the Joker in that final version of the scene feels totally different. You can let me know which Joker you prefer, like Clockwork Orange Joker, who feels a little more over the top in a comic book kind of way, in the more chaotic energy Joker with the muted voice, like he's almost whispering his dialogue to Batman there.
He's kind of very much out of the Conrad Veidt sort of mold, and that idea of the silent film of the man who laughs, he's got this congenital disease, he can never stop smiling. I wanted to create an iteration of him that felt distinctive and new, but went right back to the roots. What if this is something that he's been touched on, that he's been touched by from birth? It's not something where he fell in a vat of chemicals, or it's not the Nolan thing where he has these scars and we don't know where they came from, and that he has a kind of congenital disease that refuses to let him stop smiling, and he's had this very dark reaction to it.
Right now, the current rumor, and it's starting to seem a little more likely, is that Matt Reeves will totally swerve on the Joker character as a main villain in any of his Batman movies, like he's not saving him so that he can be the main villain of Batman 3 or anything like that. But he will bring Joker back at some point in the universe. Like we have all the HBO spin-off series, there's an Arkham Asylum TV show that he's working on. He might show up during that. I think Matt Reeves' idea is that he wants the Robert Pattinson Batman movies to feel as different as possible from Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, from Zack Snyder's Justice League movie universe with the Jared Leto version of the Joker, and from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movies. That's how many Jokers we've had recently. James Gunn also has his version of the Batman that's going to be his Justice League version of the Batman. There'll probably be a Joker in that universe too, in the DCEU eventually. Add another one to the pile. And between all those versions, there's been so much focus on the Joker character the last 15 years that Matt Reeves is going to make his Batman movies different by just making the Joker a supporting character, like part of a larger rogues gallery, so that he's active in the universe, causing all kinds of mayhem. But most theories right now, and Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson have definitely thrown some fire on this gasoline, is that the Batman 2 main villain will either be Mr. Freeze or someone that they haven't done in any of the live-action movies before. Hoping for Mr. Freeze, Matt Reeves talked about this a while ago, so a lot of people at the time thought that it implied that Mr. Freeze would be the main villain. Matt Reeves just said even the idea of something like Mr. Freeze, such a great story, right? So a lot of people were like, wait a minute, does that mean he's actually doing Mr. Freeze in the sequel?
The monster who took you from me will soon learn that revenge is a dish best served cold.
The other big news is that Matt Reeves is supposed to introduce Clayface during the movie, but he's not going to be the main villain. Most people think that he's going to be a version of the original Clayface, the Golden Age version of the character called Basil Carlo. Not the shape-shifting, metahuman Clayface, Matthew Hagen. That's who most people think of when they think of Clayface. The reason why everyone's expecting the original Clayface is just because he's more of a real-world, down-to-earth kind of Clayface, and that's the whole vibe of the Matt Reeves Batman universe. So far, we haven't seen any actual metahumans in the world of the Batman yet, so everything's been tech-based, at least so far. The Basil Carlo Clayface was based on real-life Boris Karloff and Basil Rathbone. Carlo was meant to be a B-list actor, driven insane when he hears that they're remaking his classic horror film without him. During that movie, he played the villain, who was called Clayface, and he puts that costume back on again, killing all the actors who are in the remake in the order that they got killed in the original movie. Then eventually Batman and Robin are able to stop him. Don't be surprised that they update his origin story just a little bit because they changed the Riddler's origin story, but they don't have to update Clayface's origin that much to make it fit within this current universe. And when we get to the Batman 3, we might even get the Court of Owls as the main overarching villains, which they've done in the animated movies. They did them on the Gotham TV show, but they haven't been done in any of the live-action movies yet. In the cast, we're hyping them up after the last Batman movie came out. There were a lot of Easter eggs and references to the Court of Owls during the first movie. That's why the actors were talking about it. Like, yes, there was a lot of Court of Owls in there.
Thomas and Martha were leaders of the Court of Owls in this timeline.
I like that one.
Oh, that's a...
I was definitely kind of thinking Court of Owls is probably going to be in the sequel. It definitely seems
don't
like...
say it!
Well, I mean, I'm literally just guessing. I just keep saying it.
Good thing it's not in this film.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Let me know in the comments, where do you want to see Matt Reeves' Joker come back in the Robert Pattinson Batman universe? Like the movies, the HBO TV shows that he's doing. He's only announced 2 of them so far, but there could be more after that. We'll see.
This idea of him being very kind of incisive and brilliant and being able to get into your mind and basically having this kind of nihilistic point of view that's sort of like...
I think you don't really care about his motives, whether he loves or hates you. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
And who do you want to be the main villain of the Batman 3 if it's going to be somebody that they haven't used in the live-action Batman movies before? Most of you have probably seen some Robin talk in your feeds recently. I know everyone's been fan casting Timothée Chalamet as a version of Robin. He did talk about being Robin a while ago. After seeing him in Dune, he could actually do a pretty badass Robin, but the thing is though, the report is that during the Batman 2, Matt Reeves is going to introduce a version of Dick Grayson who is only 13 years old. Zack Snyder did introduce a version of Robin during Batman vs. Superman, but it was Dick Grayson and he was killed before the events of the movie. That was meant to be this untold history that he had with Joker and Harley Quinn that they kind of alluded to during the first Suicide Squad movie, and then later during the Justice League Snyder Cut with their post-credit scene where he was taunting Batman in that post-apocalyptic future.
Knows exactly what it's like to lose someone he loves.
Be very careful with the next thing you say.
Like an adopted son. Isn't that right? Batman.
So this new version of Robin that we're going to see will be the first living version that we've seen in the movies since Batman and Robin, with Chris O'Donnell's Robin and George Clooney's Batman, who we also just saw at the end of the Flash movie. Right now, the Batman 2 is supposed to come out in 2025. It might get pushed till a little bit later in the year with the recent delays, but I'll do more videos for it when we get more details about the story. It's a long ways off, and James Gunn won't announce his Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold until after the Batman 2 comes out with Robert Pattinson. They don't want to steal any of their thunder, so it'll be a while before we learn about that other version of Batman. As far as I know, Andy Muschietti is still directing Batman Brave and the Bold, even though everything's paused by the strikes right now. Even though there are a lot of complaints about the Flash movie just in general, one of the best aspects of that movie was the way he treated both versions of Batman and their action on screen. Like, he actually generally did a good job of Ben Affleck's Batman and a good job of Michael Keaton's Batman. So even if a lot of people were disappointed by the actual Flash of it all and the overarching story, the Batman stuff in it was actually pretty solid. Ben Affleck even said after he did his scenes that he actually wanted to come back a little bit, even though he had told them that he was done as Batman at the time. That Batman Penguin HBO series was delayed a little, so it should release late 2024 or early 2025 before the Batman 2 comes out in theaters. But I'll do another trailer video for that when we have some more footage. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. My Ahsoka Episode 6 video will post later this week, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss anything. Click here to learn more about Robin in the upcoming Matt Reeves Batman movies, and click here for my Ahsoka Episode 6 video. I'll update the link as soon as I post that. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.